The beauty about art is that it's so many different things. It's a super luxury good. It's a way of life. It's a philosophical inquiry. It's an aesthetic proposition. It's political urgency. It's all of these things. And what we're trying to do is to encourage people to use art, to engage with society, with life, with history.
This is a space where we preserve, nurture and share. It is also a platform for everyone to come and access the documentation of contemporary art from the region, free of charge.
The AA collection consists of over 50,000 records, comprised of hundreds and thousands of physical and digital items, such as publications, videos, and ephemera's.
The archive as it exists today appears primarily as a physical organization, but if we're thinking 5 or 10 years down the road into the future, the archive has a potential to be 80% digital.
We've had the website and the collection online for over 2 years now. So the next steps in the digital strategy is to look at how we react to the wider changes that are happening in the web at large. So in a traditional physical archive, the one thing you hear from a researcher is the feeling of joy when they stumble upon something. The current AA website doesn't do this. You have to put in search terms to find things. One of our goals is to change this.
So how do you discover the stuff you don't know? Well, in the words of the great sage Don Rumsfeld, how do you get to the unknown unknowns? When most people imagine an archive, there is this fetishistic relationship with objects. But we're not about the object at all. We're about the knowledge that that object may have. And at its core, what we're trying to do is strip that knowledge away from that object and then circulate it for free so that it can go out and do whatever it's destined to do through the eyes of different people.
A big part of this year has been us thinking about our programs and how they are a way of articulating, even to ourselves, all of our ongoing and new activities. My role is to look at the different types of programs we initiate. For instance, talks, workshops, and residencies, and to see how they can activate the collection for our audiences.
喺香港長大，我認為能夠提供一個持續性嘅平台，俾青年人學習當代藝術係相當重要嘅。作為一個文獻庫，去舉辦呢一啲活動並唔普遍，但係我哋唔係一般嘅文獻庫。我哋嘅使命係提供一個平台，去鼓勵其他人一齊合作，彼此學習。我哋好希望能夠持續咁樣拓展呢一啲教學活動，從而去擴闊香港嘅藝術生態。
This year we wanted to think about the various ways that we understand Asia, but also the way that informs all the work that we do and our everyday practices. The Mapping Asia project was a way for us to invite people to think through this question with us. This took the form of an exhibition, a publication, and a series of public programs.
As a researcher at AA, my role is to collect materials from artists and practitioners in the art field, organize these materials, and make them available through the archive. We are currently getting ready to launch the archive of Dutch curator, tailor, and researcher Hans van Dijk, who was living and working in China in the 1990s. Hans was dedicated to archiving his activities, and in 2011, 9 years after he passed away, we were invited to digitize his personal archive in Beijing. As a researcher, it's very rewarding to disseminate a special collection like this and to see how scholars in the field digest and interpret these materials.
When you first walk into a space like this, you are experiencing it simply architecturally. There are so many boxes, so many albums. So what you see is just planes of stuff and blocks of colors. Ha Bik-chun was born in 1925 and passed away in 2009. He was a Hong Kong-based artist, mainly a sculptor and a printmaker. However, everyone knew him as the uncle who would go and photograph every single exhibition he went to in the city. Between the 1980s and 1990s, he took over 100,000 photographs. Here you have around 40 years of Hong Kong's art history taken up by one man.
I think now that we're 14 years old, we have accumulated a critical mass of material, both physical and digital. It's time to now privilege the idea of how our collection is circulated, how different users engage with what we have to produce their own work.
As the organization grows, we need to find a more suitable space to house this physical collection. At the same time, we should take this opportunity to carefully think through what kind of organization we want to become.
In a way, we have to constantly look back, but at the same time be present and look forward to the future of the archive for our users.